The time it takes to change your life. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. Many times people have the question, how long does it take for something to manifest, something that you want? And there's no real time that you want to think about, quite frankly, because the creative process shows us that the path to what you want is right now. It's today, and there's no rush because your inner being set up a wonderful path. The thing is guaranteed. It's done. So how long does it take to manifest from vibrational reality to physical? Who cares? It's done, and the path is wonderful, and it's joyous expansion, meaning the joy all the way to the receiving. So we got to get into a new mindset here about the difference between allowing and receiving the things that we want versus making them happen to get them, to make them come in a certain schedule or time frame. We just got to get out of that game altogether, and we got to start living our natural life where your inner being orchestrates a path that is very comfortable and enjoyable for you, and all along the way it's wonderful. So there's just no rush to get anything. It's all about receiving the wonderful path that takes you along there. So I've got three examples on what affects the time factor in terms of you allowing it, because that's the only time factor. There's the path, and you can receive it as it is, as your inner being set up. But most times what we're doing, because we are not masters of our mind at this point, we're learning how to do it, we're learning how life works, is that we still have resistance in our energy, which means we're slowing down the receiving of the path. And also there's a momentum effect. So let me get into a few examples and you'll see how this all works. So let's take health, for example. Now, you're born perfect health. You have a blueprint for perfect health. Your body, your energy body is always healthy. Now, your physical body presents with ailments at some times. And why? Because we do this. We work hard to force things. We figure them out. We wonder if we're enough. We think about life is not fair. We feel uncertain. All kinds of low vibration energy from faulty beliefs. And then we even try to manifest things, which is a state of lack, and that's all low vibration. And then we can get tired or weary of the whole thing. And after a while of putting that kind of low vibration energy into your high vibration body, you really start to interfere. Now, you would have gotten negative emotion all along the way here. And the negative emotion was your indicator to say, get back in alignment. That's your inner being saying, get back into alignment, get back into alignment. And you're not listening because you're not really trained yet on listening to emotion, and when it's negative, to take the thought steps to bring yourself back into alignment. Now, different places, or I should say, we're all in different places in terms of learning how to master that process of realizing we're in a negative emotional state, which means negative feeling thoughts, low vibration thoughts are present. We're engaged in those kinds of thoughts, and that we want to shift them and get them back in. So if we're not doing that and we're incurring a lot of low vibration energy, like I said, that's interfering with our body because it's high vibration. And so once you do enough of that, then your body will start to feel an ailment. So what's interesting is you can go along for a little while thinking negative feeling thoughts, and your immediate feedback is the negative emotion. But if you don't pay attention to that over time, then your body will kick in. So it's like you're kind of being low vibration, but your body's still okay, and you're being low vibration, your body's still okay, and then you're being low vibration and your body's still okay, but then at one point it's like, okay, you've accumulated enough resistance. Now you're interfered with your body. Now your body's not okay. Now it's not okay from the perspective that it is not functioning in the way that it does. It's okay, and it's supposed to show you when you've been incurring a lot of low vibration energy. So it's being its natural self to alert you to that, but it's not okay from the point of view of it doesn't feel well, and it's uncomfortable and whatnot. So that's the point where you decide, okay, I got to shift my energy. I've learned some things about this universe, and I know that I'm an energy being, and I've been putting low vibration into my energy through negative feeling thoughts about things, and I've interfered with my body. So now I'm going to start to know who I am, and I'm going to feel really good about myself. I'm going to accept myself, know my value, know my importance, get my self-worth all back in order. I'm going to go through my days in peace and calm because I'm understanding the creative process and how everything is always set up to work out for me. And even when things don't look like they're working out for me, they really are working out for me. And I'm going to think about my dreams and desires. I'm going to feel them. I'm going to feel the ease of them. I'm just going to know that they're on the way, and I'm really looking forward to receiving the path that brings me together with them. I understand other people are my mirror in life, and so whatever's coming back in that way, I use it to my advantage to bring myself back into alignment, my perspective on things. And I'm just finding the positive aspects of everything in my life, really. So I've cleaned up my energy, and my body is still feeling an ailment. And then I've cleaned up my energy, and I'm going high vibration, and I'm still feeling the ailment. And then I'm still in alignment. I'm going through my day feeling good, and my body is still in an ailment. And then one day, my body is back because I've cleaned up all of the resistance. But you see what I've been doing this time is, as I'm cleaning up the energy, I'm changing the momentum. You see the energy momentum's low, and I'm getting it back up to high because of the way that I'm thinking and focusing in my day. So my body just needs time to catch up, just like my healthy body caught up to the negative trend I was in. Now I switch to a positive trend, and then my body will catch up. Okay, so how long does that take? There's no time for that. You just get into alignment, and then it depends on how much momentum you had going in the other direction. Depends on how much cleanup of faulty beliefs you have to do, and that's unique really to all of us. So you just keep being in alignment and knowing it's coming, being in alignment and knowing, because healing, sometimes I say feeling is reeling, but you could say feeling is healing, because when you feel good going through your day, when you feel in alignment, and you know that the ailment that you have is just a temporary condition, it's just your body letting you know that you've been out of alignment, and so now it's got to catch up. So you're changing the momentum, and as you know that, you just keep going, and gradually, day by day, your energy's getting more in alignment, and your body can start kicking back in more and more, and then one day it's all back into its natural place of well-being. So that's the time it takes is basically the time it takes you to stay in alignment every day, and then you're receiving. As soon as you're in alignment every day, going through your days, you are receiving. Your healthy body is on the way. So you could say there's no time, because as soon as you start getting in alignment, even if it's today and you had a full alignment day, you're on the road to healing. So how much time does it take? Well, it's instant, because it was today. Now the full results that you're going to see are kind of come along bit by bit, but you've really started the healing process, and so it in that sense, the healing is started today, and the full stage 7 manifestation of your natural healthy body will follow along as you continue to go through each day in alignment. So that's example number 1. Now let's switch over to money. So we grew up with a lot of faulty beliefs, and we're working hard for money, and we're forcing our way through things, and we're figuring them out, and we're making them happen. We're even, again, trying to use the law of attraction to manifest things, which is that in itself is a vibration of lack. We're using action to get things to go, and then we get to a point where we're kind of like we've done all we can do, and it's not changing, kind of thing. But then we get wind of how the universe works. And so because we've been in that momentum of lack, we grew up with, say, a lack or scarcity mentality, abundance, a shortage, all those kinds of things, that the money flow and all material wealth, as far as that goes, has been certainly at a lower flow rate than is natural. So then we get wind and we say, well, we've tried everything. We've done everything, and nothing's changing. What's going on here? So we get wind of how the universe works, and we figure it all out, and then we start to get ourselves back into alignment, as I said in the last image. We do all these things in our daily life to get us back into alignment. So now we're in alignment and the money flow is still the same. We're in alignment and then the money flow is still the same. And then we're in alignment and the money flow is still the same. And then one day the money starts flowing differently. The material wealth starts flowing differently because now we've eliminated the resistance. We have displaced any faulty beliefs about money, about why we can't have it or any of that. And then there's an expectation of receiving. There's a feeling of abundance. We're more in the feeling of abundance, the knowing of it, and feeling the joy of it and the freedom of it and all the fun of it and everything. And we're knowing it's just energy and it just flows as we're feeling good in all these ways in our day. It's not related to the work we do. It's not related to investments or day trading. I mean, those things will yield some money, but really your full abundance flow is not related to those things. That's not your source. Your source of the flow of abundance is your joy. Your joy factor is your source of the flow of abundance. You could say your inner being is the source because your inner being is guiding you and your inner being is setting up all the abundance that you want anytime you don't have what you want. So you're all in alignment with that, but again, it just takes time for the momentum to shift away from those old faulty beliefs. And each day you're in alignment, you are actually on the seed. Let's say the seed is growing of abundance. As soon as you start to have in alignment days, and then you get more in alignment, you displace those faulty beliefs, you are deactivating them more and more and more. And so you'll start to see the flow of money, material wealth, all that part of life, and it will catch up. Again, like I said in the last one, the last image where I said your health would catch up eventually as you stay in alignment, and your money and abundance will catch up as you stay in alignment, okay? But you got to make this emotional shift. This is the thing. When you make that shift, and now you're living your daily life in alignment. So for a while, it takes some practice to get there and live your days in alignment. Then as you're shifting the momentum from lack to abundance. It's a mindset. And when you're spending your true currency of life, which is vibration, good feeling, thought energy, then you got the door open for the receiving of all the abundance that you want. But the key here, what I'm saying is, and what's the time that it takes? Well, as soon as you start living your days in alignment, you are changing the energy and you're starting to move. Things are starting to move and trend in that direction. Now, how long does it take before you start to see some physical world flow? That depends on the momentum. It depends on your consistency. But if you're trending your energy towards the vibration of abundance, then you're going to start eventually to see that energy, that abundance vibration start to manifest in your life. So you just keep doing your work on the inside, just keep your alignment up, and this is going to change for you. Last example is relationship. So let's say you don't have a relationship and you want a relationship, and so you're doing all kinds of things to think about how can you get a relationship and who can you tap into that could help you to get a relationship, and what dating site can you go to, and what's the latest things that people are doing to meet other people, and all this physical world stuff that people are doing to meet other people. What can I do to look more appealing? What can I do to make myself more acceptable or presentable, or all these things that we're doing, and it's all low vibration. And then we get tired of it and we say, okay, well, what do we got to do? And then we figure out how the universe works and how life works, and we say we got to make an emotional shift. We got to feel that relationship. We got to feel good about ourselves. We got to feel that experience, and we got to go through our day in that positive flowing energy that is tuned into the experience that we want, because the experience that we want feels good. It feels satisfying. It feels interesting, and all kinds of good things like that. So going through our day, we've got to be there in that energy. So as we get into alignment, once again, we put our main focus on our emotional productivity. And when we're achieving that higher and higher levels of emotional productivity, achieving our daily potential for high vibration, which is always 100%, see, when we're doing that, now we're allowing ourselves to receive the path. Now we're changing the direction of the energy. We're changing the momentum from the old faulty belief about having to get things and figure them out. And now we're into more receiving and setting our energy to the frequency of the things that we want. So we can do that all through our day, because anything that we want, whether it's a relationship, money, health, anything, we want it because it feels good, it feels satisfying, and all those good high vibration frequencies. So as we're in those frequencies through the day, then that's the means that we're tuned into those things that we want, and now we're receiving. So as soon as you start living your days in alignment, meaning as you go through your day, you're thinking about things, you're perceiving things, you're interpreting things in ways that are serving you. So you're feeling good, you're at ease, you're calm, you're realizing everything is working out for you, all those good things. And so as you're doing that, then that person's not there yet for the relationship. And so you do it the next day and the next day and the next week. And you keep doing it. You keep living in alignment. You keep living in alignment. This is feeling is reeling. So you're reeling in that relationship as you stay in alignment, and you're excited because you know this is the way it works. And you know as you're in alignment, you feel that anticipation. You feel that expectation. You feel the joy of the experience. And then after so many days, weeks, then you find that person shows up in your life because it's all done. Your inner being set that path all up. So now what you're doing here is you're part of the creative process. You're going through your daily life, tuned in to the vibration, to the frequency of the things that you want. So this is an example of relationship, how it's not there, not there, not there, not there, there, right? And the reason that it was there, because the energy momentum caught up to match what the experience you want. But when you were living in the make it happen world, you were in a match, and then as you were living in alignment, you had to allow time for the momentum to shift and get into alignment with what you want, and then it could manifest, right? So it's like that for relationships, it's like that for money, it's like that for health. So how long? How much time? What is the time it takes to change your life? Well, your life starts changing the day you start living in alignment. And so when your emotional productivity is high, the first thing that changes is your energy. So you could say from the energy perspective that your life changes almost instantly. And then you're catching up with the momentum. And for that energy to be tuned into what you want as you live your days in alignment, then you're getting closer and closer to the alignment of what you want, and then you are there, and then it manifests. So you want to know this so that you just make your focus about your daily emotional productivity, being in alignment, and knowing that that's the thing that brings everything to you that you want. And that also you got to account that from your faulty beliefs, even once you start living dominantly in a high vibration alignment state of mind through your day on all topics, that you're still changing the momentum too, right? You're not working with starting up the freight train from start. That freight train is moving to the negative side, and now you got to slow it down, move it to the positive. So there's a time effect on that. But the thing is, as you know that the path to everything that you want is a wonderful path of details that your inner being sets up, then it's no big deal, because quite frankly, that's where so much of the goodness of life is in the path on the way, because you're meeting interesting people, timing is happening, good ideas are coming, all kinds of lovely things are happening, and that's where so much of the fun of life is. I mean, once you get something, of course, you're going to enjoy it, but then you're going to want more things. It's just natural for us to want more things. So this gives you an idea what to think about when in terms of what's the timing for things to change in your life. What's the timing for manifestations to start changing? Well, it all has to do with you living in alignment and how much you're doing that, and then the energy momentum shift that comes with that, and then when you're tuned into what you want from those two factors, then the thing you want is going to manifest. Okay, so that's the message for today. Thanks for listening in. If you have any comments, leave them on the post, and enjoy your day.